kind of experience the two tractors side by side. And a lot of the reason why we recently added the Coyotes to the Mahindras is to, again, give you the opportunity to come to one location, one dealership, and kind of look at the two models, two tractors side by side. And so right here we've got the Kioti 2620, the CK 2620, and we've got the Mahindra 1626. So these would be the two, basically the most head-to-head comparison that you can get in this horsepower size. So basically you are a true 26 horsepower here with the Mahindra. Still does not have to have the DPF filter, regen, or anything like that. The Kioti is going to be a 24 horsepower, so that they don't have to regen or anything like that also. But let's kind of walk around the two machines and check them out. I've got my tape measure here. We can show some measurements and all as we go. So one thing we'll do real quick is on the Mahindra bucket. So, and this is the top. The bottom is actually a little bit wider at the very bottom, but basically across the top, you're right at a 5-foot bucket, 60 inches. So while we're here at the front, we'll jump over here to the Kioti and show you on the Kioti. So your bucket width here, you're going to jump up to a 66 inch. So it gives you 6 more inches. As you can see, the video or camera guy will show you, you can see the 66 inch clearly, clears the tires easily. The 60 inch still also clears, but it's a little tighter. So, depending on what you're using it for, you may want the 60 inch, lighter material. You'll be able to get more in the bucket versus the Mahindra is going to have a little bit smaller bucket. As you walk around, you'll see that they're both skid steer style quick attach. So any skid steer style, bucket will hook right up to them. These both models sitting here, they've got what we call the industrial style tires. So again, in either brand, you can get the Ags, industrial on either one. The Kioti also has what they call a R14 tire option. And maybe we'll throw a little, video of that in here that kind of shows that for you so you can see that option. But coming on back, so again, we were trying to give you the best comparison side by side between these two models. So this one is going to be your shuttle in the Mahindra, where the Kioti offers a true manual transmission. So that may be an advantage, given to the Mahindra, depending on what you're using it for, because you're easily forward reverse here. You still got your low and high range selector here and 4 gears that you pick it from, but most of the time you're going to pick a range and you're going to pick a gear and you're going to leave it in it, and all you're going to do is forward to reverse here. We'll, again, for sake of showing them head to head, we'll jump over here to the Kioti. So the Kioti, again, you're going to have your clutch. You'll have a low, medium, and a high range. So it does give you more forward gears total. You've got 9 total gears forward here, where on the Mahindra you've got 8 gears forward. This gives you 3 different reverses, where on the Mahindra you do actually get 8 reverses, so you do get more reverse options there. But you are going to have to go from a gear to reverse whenever you're going from forward to reverse versus having your shuttle shift here. While we're here at the Kioti, you'll look at the steering wheel. So it is a stationary steering wheel, no tilt or anything offered on this particular model. Whereas on the Mahindra, you do have the tilt steering wheel here, so you can adjust it for your comfort. The Mahindra, you're going to get the armrest standard on the seat, nice molded seat, comfortable. On the Kioti, you don't have the armrest, but you do get the full suspension seat, so it gives you a lot better ride comfort as far as taking out the bumps and everything. While we're looking around the seat, you can see here at the Kioti, it's a little more open underneath the seat. So you could possibly get some mud and all in real muddy conditions coming through there. The Mahindra, as you can see, is pretty well sealed. You do have a little bit of an access area there, but for the most part it's pretty well sealed, so you're going to get less debris and all coming through there. Looking at the platform on the Mahindra, you get the rubber floor mat standard on the Mahindra, whereas on the Kioti you're going to have the metal platform. You can add a rubber floor mat as an option with Kioti on this model, but again, standard, you already get it on the Mahindra. Both of them are going to have the loader controls conveniently placed, so that when you're sitting in the seat, you can just jump right there, stick your hand up and grab it. Kind of jump up here on the Kioti and show you. So when you're sitting here and operating it, it's right where you would want it to be. Again, the same thing over here on the Mahindra whenever you're looking at it. Both of them are going to come with a foot throttle on the floor and then a hand controlled throttle also. And they both got your side-by-side pedals where you can lock them together or you can unselect them and do each individual. They're both going to have a similar lock for the parking brake. So with the Kioti, it's actually easier if you push there and push with your foot here to lock it in. On the Mahindra, it's got a lever there that you're really going to pull up with your hand. You'll set the brake, and you'll pull up with your hand to lock it in. Again, just kind of boils down to preference as to which you'd rather have. Both are going to have, of course, your PTO selector is basically going to be the same on each. One difference again between the two, so you've got your gas or diesel tank up here on the hood on the Mahindra. On the Kioti, it's going to be behind the back seat. Again, some people like one way over the other, just pointing out the differences between the two. Looking at the roll bars real quick, so the roll bar on the Mahindra will fold down at a lower point. So if you've got clearance issues into a shed or something like that, you'll get a lower folding point on the roll bar here, versus on the Kioti, you're going to be a good bit higher. So you've got to have that clearance to get in and out of a shed, or if you're in a chicken house or something like that. Looking at the back ends. So the back ends are going to be similar as far as having your stationary links here. There's no telescopic here. You do have your telescopic stabilizer bars here on the Mahindra, where when you look at the Kioti, it's got the turnbuckle style standard on it. You do have the option on Kioti, you can go with the telescopic stabilizer bars and the telescopic 3-point arms. That is an option that you can add to the Kioti. So again, back to the Mahindra, you do get the toolbox standard on the Mahindra. Kioti, it's an option. Looking at the rest of the rear end, very similar. Again, both of these tractors sitting here have the industrial style tires on them. Mahindra and Kioti both have done a good job of staying with metal hoods, metal fenders. So again, no big difference there. We always recommend, again, we're doing this so that you can sit at your house and kind of see some of the comparisons side by side from the computer or whatever. But again, we do recommend that you actually come and sit in the seat of each tractor, kind of feel the differences for yourself. I will say that even though the Kioti doesn't have the telescopic or tilt steering wheel, that it does have a little bit more room here on the platform than the Mahindra. So the Mahindra is a little tighter, and you can maybe pick that up here in the video. So again, comfort, for somebody that's shorter legs or whatever, they may like the Mahindra better because it gets you closer to the machine. The tilt steering wheel allows you to adjust and deal with that. But somebody that's bigger would like the room of the Kioti. So on both of them, you will notice as we come to the front that you've got your loader level bar here. So whenever this silver bar is flush here, it would be level on the ground, and over here on the Mahindra, you've got the two bars basically, so when this one sticks through to this point, you're level on this one. So again, it gives you the ease and access of being able to see when you're level out in front of you without having to look around the side or whatever it might be. Both are going to have a quick detach style bucket. So you got a pin on either one that you're going to pull out. to be able to unhook it. This one, you've actually got two legs, so you got a leg here and a leg on the other side to be able to have two legs stabilizing this one. On the Mahindra, you're going to have the one single leg that's mounted in here that you're going to pull out. You're going to mount it right here in the center, and that's going to help stabilize it there. But like I say, outside of that, the two pins, your 4 hydraulic quick connects, and you're easily disconnected and ready to go. So in both of these models, they do have a hydrostatic option. So that's the other thing to consider when you're looking at the 26 horsepower. But hopefully this quick walk around kind of gives you an idea between the two as to which way you might would want to go. Did want to mention real quick before we go the lift capacity. So the Mahindra, you're going to be at 1,560 pounds lift capacity, where the Kioti is going to be right around 1,920 pounds. So you do get a good bit more lift capacity on the front loader on the Kioti. Maybe playing with numbers a little bit if we want to be honest, because the Kioti's measured at like 60 inches off the ground, where Mahindra says they're at full height. You do still get better breakout force with the Kioti. It's like 2,900 pounds where you're 2,700 pounds on the Mahindra. So do still feel like you're getting better lift capacity. But if you go all the way to full height, you know, maybe the numbers are a little closer than what they look like they really are. But that, I think, kind of covers, like I say, most everything that we wanted to kind of show and what customers normally would ask whenever they're here in the yard, and that's what we're trying to do. So again, this is Ben with King Machinery. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We're here to help you work the land that you love.